welcome to Let's Talk Lifestyle. Over the past few months, I've been on a fitness, wellness journey, whatever the term is that you want to use. I prefer wellness. I'm not just working on myself physically, but mentally as well. And I've been sharing a lot about my journey on social media, and I get a lot of messages asking me, what are your secrets, or how did you do this? And I decided that I wanted to compose something to share with you how I've done this and what my secrets are. So if you're interested in this, please keep watching. Before I do get started though, I do want to share with you two things. First thing that I want to share with you is I'm by no means like a fitness guru or professional or anything like that. I am a normal person who has just learned through experience what works for me and what doesn't. I've tried diet after diet after diet. I've tried intermittent fasting and keto and counting my macros and tracking my calories and all those diets, and nothing worked for me, and it was the most frustrating thing I think I've ever experienced. And so I decided, ditch all of these diets and just really listen to my body and see what works for me. I started small and I got bigger, and now I have a lot of things that I do that have worked for me, so I am going to share those in this video. And the second thing, the kind of disclaimer I wanted to make for you, was I'm not perfect. I will never claim to be perfect. It has taken me a long time to get to where I am because I am not somebody who's just going to eat veggies and meat and fruit all day, every day. I love chocolate. I'm always going to love chocolate, and it will always be my downfall, and that's okay. Those are my two disclaimers I just wanted to share with you, and let's get started. This video is called 10 Tips in 10 Minutes, and I'm going to do my best to stay under that 10-minute mark, so if you're interested, I hope you stay until minute 10. First tip that I wanted to share with you for my wellness and fitness is ditch the scale. If somebody asked me what the number one thing that I did to lose weight was, I would say ditch the scale. I got rid of it. I didn't need it anymore. The reason I did that was because it hindered me in so many ways. I would look at that mirror. I would look at that scale every morning, and I would step on it, and I wouldn't see something that I liked, and it would it caused me to get angry, and I would think to myself, yesterday I ate so well, why is that scale not reflecting that? And I would get angry, and so I decided I just need to get rid of it. And once I got rid of it, it was amazing. I could look in the mirror and I could see myself. I didn't have to see that number, because before, when I looked in the mirror, I would see 138. I wouldn't see Laura. And I hated that. So I got rid of the scale, and for a while people would say, how much weight have you lost? And I would say, I have no idea. And I would explain to them, I had to get rid of the scale, because if I saw a number that was bigger on there than I wanted to, then I would get upset and I would end up binge eating. And that is the opposite of what I wanted to achieve through my wellness journey. So I decided to just ditch the scale, and now I have lost a lot of weight. I have recently stepped on the scale for the first time in a long time, and I was very happy with the number that I saw. However, I don't think I would have been as successful if I would have been stepping on the scale every single day. So, tip number 1. Tip number 2 is start small. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going to work out twice a week, I'm going to eat 4 veggies a day, and I am never going to eat chocolate or chips again. You don't have to say that. It's okay to eat chocolate. I eat chocolate way more often than I should, but I still eat chocolate, and that's okay. I start small. When I first started, my only goal was work out 3 times a week. Once I was able to do that, I was able to bump that number up. And then once I was able to do that, I was able to focus more on my nutrition side of it, and from there, I just grew and grew into where I'm at today. So start with something small, start with something achievable, and grow from there. Step number 3 is find something that motivates you. Maybe that's an event. Maybe that's a party that you're going to go to. Maybe it's simply your own happiness. For me, it was that third thing, my own happiness. I was so unhappy. I remember the picture that changed everything for me. I was so excited about this opportunity to take a picture with a famous person, and I saw the picture afterwards and hated how I looked and never posted it anywhere and was so disappointed in myself because of that. So that is something that I took and I grew from, and I let that be my motivation because I didn't want to be disappointed with what I saw in the camera and what I saw in the mirror anymore. That was my motivation. Find something that motivates you. Tip number 4, I'm trying to be fast. Tip number 4 is plan your meals in advance. Today, I had somewhere to be during lunch, so before I left my house this morning, I went ahead and I packed my protein, my veggies, and my healthy fat for the day. Went ahead and packed it. That way I didn't have to guess. I didn't have to go hit a drive-thru and end up choosing something horrible for me. Instead, I packed my lunch, something that I knew that was good for me, and I was able to go from there. While I'm on that same topic is the next tip is track your food. So at the beginning of every week, I go on and I write down, okay, on Monday, I'm going to eat this, and this. On Tuesday, I'm going to eat this, and this. And I make sure that I have those certain things in my diet that I'm trying to achieve. That way, and I check them off. After I eat them, I go in and check it off. That way I know that, okay, at the end of the day, I ate all of these things that were good for me, and I stayed away from the things that I don't count as good for me. The next tip number 6, is find a balanced diet. So if you have more questions about a balanced diet, I can create another video, or you can just message me directly and ask. But in terms of a balanced diet, what I mean by that is have more protein and more veggies in your diet than you have carbs. I used to in college literally eat potatoes for dinner. I would only eat potatoes for dinner covered in ranch, and that was something that was very unhealthy, and I know that now, but it took me a long time to learn that that was unhealthy for me, because at the end of that meal I was satisfied, so I didn't realize how unhealthy it was until now that I've grown and learned what it means to have a balanced diet. Again, if you have more questions about a balanced diet, please reach out to me and I will share more details with you about how I balance my diet. Tip number 7, I think we're on, is don't restrict yourself. Unfortunately, when you restrict yourself, you say, I'm not going to eat chocolate ever. I'm not going to eat it ever again. But you have a major sweet tooth, so at the end of every meal, you feel that craving, and you ignore it, and then one day, you eat all the chocolate inside of your house. That's what happens when you restrict yourself, so don't restrict yourself. Allow yourself one Hershey Kiss. Allow yourself to indulge at whenever you feel that true desire. Not every day, not after every meal, but allow yourself to indulge when you have the true desire. That way you don't end up binging. Tip number 8, stop eating when you're full. This was the very first thing that I did after I ditched the scale. I decided, okay, I'm going to stop eating when I'm full. I realized that there was this voice that was very deep inside my head that I used to ignore that would tell me whenever I was full. And so I would be sitting there eating dinner. There's only 3 bites left on my plate. And I'm thinking, okay, but there's only 3 bites left, but that voice in my head is telling me that I'm full. I used to eat those 3 bites. Now I put my napkin over my plate and push it away, and I'm done eating. I don't have to finish that food because I'm full. Stop eating when you're full. That really will make a huge difference. That is the big thing for me when I first started to change, is I just stopped eating when I was full, and it was that simple. Tip number 9, drink lots of water. I know that sounds simple, but it's really not. It's hard to get in my water every day, but I try to drink half of my body weight in ounces every day, so I try to drink about 64, 68, 70 ounces of water a day, and it's not easy, but I sit down with my water bottle and I say, I'm not going to get up until I finish drinking this bottle, or I'm not going to get up until or I'm not going to go to the grocery store until after I finish doing this and drinking this amount of water. Tip number 10, find ways to reward yourself that don't involve food. So if I meet my goal of working out 5 times a week, then I will let myself sit down one evening and just watch TV. So that's a non-food reward that I have for myself. Sometimes I do reward myself with food, but I can't always do that, or else that kind of defeats all of the purpose that I have for my nutrition being good the rest of the time. So find ways to reward yourself that are healthy. Find ways to reward yourself that don't involve food. And a bonus tip for you is stop expecting immediate results. This is a problem that I came across. I would look in the mirror and I would say, okay, yesterday I had a salad for lunch. Why did I not lose all this weight already? And that is unrealistic, and I know that now, but at the time I didn't. But that is something, a mindset shift that you have to have, is you can't expect results immediately because they're not going to happen. It took me months to lose the weight that I did, and I'm still trying to get results, and I'm still trying to grow, but stop expecting those results immediately. So those are my 10 tips in 10 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching my Let's Talk Lifestyle video. See you next time.